What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Hello, and welcome back to another DudeBroDudes podcast episode. I am Gengareth, and joining me as always is the wonderful young Nuggy. How you doing today, fam?
Not too bad. Big chillin', big killin'. Got the Red Bull on deck. Shout out the boy Tangerine. Best flavor IMO.
Wait, Tangerine Red Bull?
Yeah, it slaps. It's the orange can. Delicious. That can get a big fat baby.
Oh, baby. I've never really been a Red Bull guy. I stuck to Monster for a while. I tried... Do you guys have Rockstar, the drink?
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried that. Like, the blueberry one kind of slapped, but then it got kind of sickly after a while.
My problem with Monster is it tastes more like sugar soda. Or like candy soda. It's too candy soda-y. Not really energy
sweet.
Drinky.
Yeah.
And then Red Bull... or Monster gives me like more of like a headachy feel to it. It tastes like I'm drinking headache. That's probably just from like past drinking careers and things like escapades.
I know,
but
like, definitely back in the uni days when I was trying to pull out like all-nighters and stuff to finish projects, and I was like 2-3 monsters in, you could literally feel the blood pumping through the veins in your eyeballs. That's how bad it was.
One time the first time I ever made loose leaf tea, I got one of those like kettles with the infusers in it, and so I didn't know how much to put. I didn't really read the bag or the container, so I just filled it up, and I was like, "Hello, it'll do whatever it needs to." I drank that, like a whole kettle of it, and man, I was like on the floor thinking, I'm not gonna survive this, and just felt each pump of my heart pushing blood up from my neck to my head, and I was like, yikers, maybe I don't go to school tomorrow.
Yo, that actually reminds me. Have you ever heard of, right, it's called like the world's most quiet room, right? And
I can't do that.
It's so quiet, you can like, it drives people crazy. It's like negative decibels in there. So you can like hear like everything going on in your fucking body, and like I think you literally can't be in there for like more than 30 minutes or it drives you insane.
That's like a sensory deprivation tank, right? But like in a room where it's just so quiet.
Yeah, but it's like sensory deprivation takes you to like the minimal, right? This literally takes you below. This is like fucking negative, which is just terrifying.
So I get
about those tanks though.
Yeah, I get tinnitus, I think the term for it is, where you hear like ringing in your ears.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't do that because like that. I think I had this very weird interaction, or not experience, I guess. I was in a backseat of a car driving to the city, and it's a long drive, and it was just like my parents in the front. And I was just in the back. I started hearing like the ringing in my ear, and I closed my eye to like focus in on what it was, and then it started getting louder and louder, like screeching train track, like the brakes on a train screeching as it comes closer towards you. Yeah. It got to like that intensity, and my eyelids were closed. They just flashed white, and all I could see was like electric discharge, like spasming in my eyelids, and I couldn't open my eyes, and I wanted to scream for help. And I couldn't. Like, nothing was coming out. It sounded like me screaming for help was all in my head. And that lasted for a little bit.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, low-key. That almost sounds like sleep paralysis.
Sort of, but I was definitely not tired.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't... Like, I get a little bit of, like, iffy when I hear the ringing in my ear. Because I'm like, is this going to be another encounter like that?
Have you ever had it since, or was it like a one-time thing?
It was a one-time thing, but like I've definitely had ringing in my ears afterwards and such too.
It's always really creepy as well, like when you get the ringing in your ears and then all of a sudden it just stops. And then you're like, like what caused it to stop? And you try and figure it out, and then it's just like, fuck knows. But yeah, going back to the electric thing in your eyelids, right? Do you ever get that thing where it's basically sensitive? Yeah, the floaties, right?
Yeah.
Which someone told me that it was like some kind of hallucination shit, and I used to think I hallucinated for years, and then I talked to my optician about it, and they were like, no, you fucking idiot, like it's just like, it's just the veins in the back of your eyes, and it's just like the sensitivity to light and stuff.
I had a friend who got like corrective surgery, and he said that really helped him with it. I don't know what happened in that, but I just didn't think it's like that big of a problem for me that I would want to consider doing something like that.
Yeah,
it's like a fun little mini game. It's just like follow the floaty, you know? Like,
it is one of those things though, like where people get kind of, it's just not talking about it, right? Because people are, oh, I have this thing, but they don't want to talk about it. It's kind of weird. And then like
boners,
just,
you know?
Exactly.
And then today's day and age, we like send out dick pics, right?
Not in some states. That's now frowned upon. I mean, it's always been frowned upon, kind of, unless, you know, it's solicited, but...
I don't know. I've seen a baby arm, and I was just impressed.
I'm sorry, what?
Alright, so, like... one of my friends showed me a dick pic they received from their boyfriend, and, man's had a baby arm. And you're like, what's that? That's weird, associating penises with babies? Yeah, don't do that. But the term just means, like, it was so big that it looked like it was the length of a baby's arm.
Oof.
Yeah.
So moving on, we're going to talk about, speaking about dick pics and relationships and stuff, we've been on Tinder and Bumble and such recently.
Long-term veteran, what's good?
It's your boy, coming back in for the 6 years.
Mr. Unsuccessful.
So, you started this trend, and I've kind of hopped on board with it. So do you wanna discuss what we've been doing on Tinder?
All right. So recently, your boy likes to like spread himself out. You know, when you're fishing, you got one line, you're not gonna catch that many fish. But you know, your boy's like big brain. Let me get multiple apps circulating, and then check my inboxes accordingly. To much unsuccessfulness. I don't know if what the word is for that, but
tragic.
I finally got.
I'm sorry, dude. Let's get.
But yeah, so like, I finally got a hit on I think it was Bumble. Yeah, on Bumble, where this girl hit me up and was like, "Wait, you have a podcast?" Because in my Bumble's one of the dating apps where you set up a profile and you like swipe like Tinder, but the girl has to message first, which I think is an innovative and great system, especially because I don't like messaging people. But like,
big vagina energy, dude. It's great.
Yeah. So you set up your profile and you can like set up like there's questions that you can answer and things like that. That like you have your about me section obviously, but then there's different prompts to like give people things to talk about. So one of mine's like after work you could find me, and at the time I was streaming still, and it was like either streaming or recording a podcast. So she asked me about the podcast, right? And I was like, oh shit, well it's nothing too big, we just hit our 10 episodes, I've been having fun with it, here's the link. And then she like, I know she started watching it because the view count went up, and she asked me about Young Nuggy, which was my username, so I gave her the backstory like that. But then she stopped talking to me. So at this point, I was like, all right, why the fuck did I get ghosted? Because the conversation wasn't going bad. I listened through our first episode. I literally start off with, "What's up? It's your boy Average Girth Penis." So I think that might have been the deal breaker.
Yeah, she might have been looking for something a bit more dense, you know.
Oh man, the thickening, it's happening.
But yeah, so this gave me, whilst it was unfortunate in the conclusion, I was like, this is genius. So I've also hopped on Tinder and Bumble. I don't have I've just got my standard profile pictures and shit, and then the only thing it is in my bio. Actually, no, wait. Let me read my bio. Give me 1 second. So I know on Bumble,
it's gonna be spicy.
I know on Bumble, all it says is content creator asked me about my podcast, right? That's pure just plugging it. But I couldn't convince myself to delete my original Tinder bio because I was a big fan. So if it opens up here. Okay, so you have to put your height in, right? Because girls... Sorry, no go. So I put 6'4", English, kinky, nerdy artist who can draw you like one of his French girls, right? And then ask me about my podcast. Not got any lines yet, but it's early days. It's early days.
I think the kinky, nerdy artist might be a little bit, No,
that's actually worked, because I had that previously. That has worked. That's got me a couple of dates, I'm not going to lie.
The kinky, nerdy part, because I feel like artist, I'll draw you like one of my French girls is an option. Like that stands strong.
Yeah, the kinky bit actually has. So I think I've told this story on podcast before. I was dating a significantly older woman, 13 years older, in fact. Actually, wait, was it 13? Yeah, 13 years older. I need to check. My mother can't hear this because she'd have a fucking heart attack, dude. So,
are you sure your 13-year-old girlfriend wouldn't?
So, during this little escapade, she was like, "Oh, so why do you think I swiped?" No, she asked me like why I swiped right on her, right? She was like, "Why do you want to, get together with an older woman?" And I'm just, I was giving it the standard.
Bird,
I was like, "You're not too bad, love. You know what I mean? Like, fucking not too bad."
I looked at your shirt and was like, "Right, what's all this then?"
But then, and then I asked her, and I was like, "Oh, yeah. So why did you swipe right?" And she was like, "Oh, what do you think?" No, she said there was 2 things in your profile that made me swipe right. What do you think they were? I was like, it was my beard. I said my beard, and the line about French girls, right? Like drawing you like one of my French girls. She said no. She said kinky and nerdy. So putting those in there, and she was very how to put this? She wasn't shy. Let's put it that way. So honesty is the best policy, chat. That's the main thing here. And what we want to get across to you is that you should share our podcast on all social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Send it to your nan via email. Write a letter. Any
at this moment, I'm pretty sure we don't have any publish on Grindr. So if anyone's on the Grindr market wants to spread the word,
we're looking at you.
Is Sushi actually on Grindr?
I don't know, dude. I don't know if they have that in Czech Republic, right?
Dude, it's like if I know, the internet's the internet.
Czech Republic, yeah. Eastern Europe, I think. I don't fucking know. I'm so geographically impaired, it actually hurts. Like, I don't know how I find any, like, I get lost in games, I get lost in real life, I get lost at the supermarket. It's just a big mess.
I get lost in your eyes, but that's...
Oh.
No, a while ago, like, I was talking with Val, and Val's like, Americans are so daft, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? So then, he was like, yeah, you guys don't know geography for shit. He's like, I can name all 50 of your states without, like, looking at any reference image or anything like that. But I bet you can't name more like 13 countries. I did surprisingly well for American, he said. But dude crushed, and I was like, man, maybe I don't know shit about geography. I also don't know about geometry. That was a good triangle. Man, what a conversation this shaped out to be.
Oh, dude, I'd love to see you play the, is it GeoGuessr?
I don't know. Oh, where? Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. My coworker was telling me about it.
Yeah, so it like drops you. It drops you in Google Maps, right, at a random location, and then you get like a 360 view, and you can move like a little bit, and then you have to guess where you are in the world. I think you get like points for guessing the country, points for guessing like the city or town or whatever,
and then extra for guessing the zip code. Does everywhere have zip codes? Is that a thing?
We have postcodes.
Yeah, that's essentially a zip code. Different
format, but yeah. So, speaking of going places, dude, I'm on point with the segues today. Speaking of going places, let's talk about the future projects that we've been discussing.
All right. So, as you guys know, DBD, household name at this point. Let's be real. It's mostly just been a podcast. We want to branch out. We want to do things. She's a gamer. I'm a gamer. You're probably a gamer. Gamers are gamers. Gamers play games, so you're gamers. Yeah, so I think we want to branch out into like the gaming platform, just create content, upload it, just us chit in the chat, having a blast.
I mean, and this has always been the idea, right? So DudeBroDudes was discussed and then established by a few of us. And effectively, me and Nuggy just kind of took the initiative to get the groundwork going. We never
sort of ran with it.
You could say that. So we never really I don't know, because I've wanted to do a podcast for a long time, right? It's something I've always been really passionate about, but I've never wanted to do something like just solely on my own. I think the best way to, you know, just meet new people and like get anywhere in life is just to do it with other like-minded people, right?
So an orgy of ideas.
Yes. Maybe just not even the ideas, like maybe just an orgy, like, you know. We've got some good-looking people in our community chat. I'm not gonna lie, like you might wanna check them out, and we're hopefully trying to get more people on board with this. Like we
tossed up a logo of all the good-looking people.
Oh, that's definitely not going to be in there, dude. Don't look for a link in the description. Don't look for anything on screen. I'm not editing it in. I'm
just having bands because we always forget to throw stuff up on screen whenever we say we will.
Episode 11's already like late. It's like 9 p.m.
We don't even toss things up on YouTube at this
point. Dude, why the fuck did we think anyone would want to be a part of this shit show? We're like so unorganized.
We were hoping for redeeming qualities to join.
Yes, we're looking for salvation is basically what it is. It's like we're a troubled case and we're looking for
someone cue Dory me.
We're looking for a hero. We need a hero on the
night
or whatever the fuck song is. I don't know what song you're singing at this point.
Oh man, I'll have to show you that one. Saturn's been bugging me with it for like a minute, but see, were you talking about like that? We need a hero like Shrek song?
Hell yeah!
You fucking love Shrek, dude.
Shrek slaps. And I recently found a streamer, and she's obsessed with Shrek. Right? I literally almost slid in her DMs because she was on the Raj show for Greek, right? Greek God X, another UK streamer, arguably the biggest UK streamer, GGX gang.
Wait, he's trying to lose weight. That's fucked up.
What do you mean he's trying to lose weight? He's lost weight. He's lost a fuck ton of weight.
Yeah. So why are you calling him the biggest? That's fucked, dude.
Shut the fuck up, dude, okay? He's, so there was this girl on it, and she had like a Shrek mask on her chair, and they started asking her about Shrek. So then I like tuned into her channel afterwards because she went live, and she literally played the like the Shrek song, right? And she was ASMR reading like Shrek. She was just reading it out loud, and I was like, this is the future mother to my children.
That's Mrs. Gangarith right there.
It's really not, but yo, I always go too far, man. Like, why do I say this shit? Like, I literally said it, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that. It's like, you remember that time that I raided? Are
you doing the build-up breakdown strategy?
I don't know what that is.
You build them up, but then you knock them down a few pegs. So it's like the validation thing. It's a fucked up strategy. Don't do it.
I don't know what that means.
But you like compliment them, but then when their head gets too big, you knock them down a few pegs and then rebuild.
Wait, what? Are we still talking about the Shrek girl?
Yeah.
No. I was just doing it for the meme, dude. I'm a memer.
I'm just a memer. I meme my life.
I mean, right, here's the thing as well, right? Because I mean, we talked about Tinder a bit, and we'll get back to the projects in a sec. But this is a spicy take. So even if there were, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? I have watched, maybe I do watch some rather attractive people on Twitch, right? But you can't ever approach them, dude. You really can't, right? It would be like so, I don't know, just uncomfortable, I guess.
I don't know.
I think it would be. Because not only, it's not like it would ever be like a private affair, right? It's not like you can just go, hey, yo, what's good? And then it stays between you. Because then if it actually goes somewhere, then like the communities get involved and stuff, and they become invested in it. But then you probably also wouldn't want to like keep shit a secret. I don't know. It's like a strange dynamic on Twitch.
I mean, if someone hits me up on Twitch, we'll find out. We'll get the answers.
I mean, same.
I just don't have any personal opinions on it at the moment.
Same. But this isn't. They need a Bumble for Twitch.
I feel like there are. We just don't know about it.
They need like.
I'm just trying to. I'm gonna be on New York Comic Con's Geek Love or whatever the fuck that show is.
Was so good. New kid fucking debated me so hard, and I think you're the one that actually explained the joke to me like a week later. But he was saying that Streamlabs was coming out with a dating app.
Mm-hmm.
For streamers.
And you were so hyped. I was
so excited, dude. I was like, this is gonna be so good. Like, I'm gonna meet some hot chicks. Be like, yo, what's good? How you doing? And he
get a sword in her chat and start white knighting. You know, the rules of simp.
Who have I ever simped for?
No one yet. You gotta find the right one to simp
True.
for.
That's the thing, chat. Simp is a word that's being like tossed around nowadays. But everyone is a simp in the right context. Okay? It's not simping if you're in a relationship, because it's 50-50, chat. You're not a chat, you're actually just a listener at this point. You might also be part of the chat.
Please comment.
What did we say we were going to name? Was it Gavin?
Yeah. Gavin?
So Gavin, listen up, right? It's okay to simp for one person, but only one. You can't be simping on multiple people. Okay?
I don't know. I simp across. I don't actually like intentionally simp. I'm just like a passive simp.
And how's that working out for you?
I don't know. We talk.
I simp for Nuggy, dude. If someone, seriously, like, if someone's a dick to Nuggy, I white knight the shit out of them. One time we were playing Siege and some guy was being a dick to him and I just went off. Can you remember that?
But like, that's the thing though, like, people, the go-to with trolling me on the internet in like any game is like, oh, you have a list, how many dicks did you suck for? So I just play into it. I'm like, about like 373, or like, just really go for it. I know I've talked about this before, but I fucking loved one guy who'd come into my chat. Like, he was a homie, but every day he would hit me with the, say this line, Susan Sarandon serves a sick shrimp scampi or something like that. I was like, oh, baby. Because, like, I have a blast with it. You get tough skin playing Xbox Live, and...
Yeah, we've definitely discussed this before.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, dude. I white knight.
You get triggered more than me.
I do. I don't like it, dude. I don't like it when people come on my DudeBroDudes. I don't like it.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, like, I have a blast when people troll me, though. I think I have like a different appreciation for it because I used to live under the bridge.
You have to come out of the bridge to appreciate being under it.
Dude, coming out of my bridge and I've been doing just fine.
All right, so back to projects. So we've got a few that we're in the kind of ballpark for, right? So one that is less so of a DudeBroDudes thing right now is the D&D campaign, which we're all very excited about. Hello?
Tell me more.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to get me to stop there. I was like, excuse you?
Oh, no, you're cute.
So we're going to be playing D&D, right? We're doing a trial campaign, which is going to... the party members are going to consist of Nuggy, myself, Ink Flamingo, which is Cat, and Idea Prone. I actually don't know Prone's real name, so his real name is DiGiorno.
Idea. And then it's going to be DM'd by the one, the only, Nukin. Insert friends baseline here.
I'm not inserting anything, dude. If you want to edit shit, it's all on you.
You've seen my Tinder inbox. I'm not inserting anything either.
But yeah, we're all very excited about this. We're kind of like smoothing out the edges right now. Everyone's pretty much got their character to like a good level of completion, maybe like 80% done. Hopefully getting them done
I'm still edging
this week. Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm gonna try and get mine's probably the least finished right now. I think everyone else is done.
I'd argue mine is.
I've got to start over.
At this point, I've just got a class.
You told me, right, we're doing it after this. But yeah, so I was going to say after the podcast, but we're actually recording a new project after this episode.
Oh, shit.
Did we talk about it?
We didn't talk about the, like, specifics of it. We talked about video gaming.
So, did we say which game?
I don't know. Do we?
Ooh, we'd need a drum roll, and I'm not about it. I'm not editing that in either. So I love that I'm the editor for the podcast. I'm just like, I'm not fucking editing this, dude.
That's someone else's job.
So yeah, we're gonna be starting to do gaming content. Now, the first one that we've had in mind is it's a co-op game that fuck it, right? The game's Cuphead, okay? We're gonna be playing Cuphead.
I didn't want to say the name because I didn't want it to Code Vein.
Oh yeah, Code Vein. So we can bleep this part out. I'll send you the video after. So never mind, you didn't hear that. This has been edited out. Timestamp is 25:30. Make a note of that.
We'll talk about Code Vein though. We attempted to do a gaming recording together about a week or two back, and Code Vein's multiplayer absolutely shite.
Yeah, so Code Vein, for those of you who don't know, is like Super Weeb Dark Souls.
Anime waifu souls.
Yeah, we thought it'd be pretty banterous, like, because Nuggy's quite good at these games and I'm pretty shit, so it'd be like me just floundering and then Nuggy like carrying us through with his comedic,
But I've never beat a game in my life.
That is true. You've never beaten a game in your life. So this is my goal, right? This is my goal, to complete a game with Nuggy so he can actually get some gamer cred. Because at the minute it's seriously lacking.
I'm literally just going to play up until the final boss of Cuphead and just be like, yeah, nah, I can't, I'm sick.
Is that going to be the gimmick? Like, we just never finish games?
Not next week episode of it, then start a new game.
Bro, we're going to give people, like, commitment issues because they're going to get no closure from any content we produce.
Dude, we're prepping them for real life.
True.
You can't expect closure. Closure's, it's not a given.
It's not a given, it's a, what's the word? What is the word?
I don't know. That's why I just said given.
Oh my god, what's the word? This is
so while he's kerfluffling about that end, yeah, I think we really want to start branching into the gaming and bands direction.
Mm-hmm.
And with the DudeBroDudes right now, it's like, hey, this is cool. That's something I could chill and listen to at work. Just headphones in. I don't really need to look at the visuals. Very audio friendly. But we also want to create like content with in-game bands where you like see like silly interactions and things like that, because we've played games together before. Like right now we're playing Conan and we do like some dumb shit, like, and we want to share that dumb shit with you guys because you definitely don't listen to us for our intelligence.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we want to like this goes for both the gaming content and the podcast content, but we want to expand it a bit more. So there's a piece of software that we're looking at that would allow us to get multiple webcams on the screen at the same time, which we won't, well, you don't need to know about that, but it'll be cool because then we can have,
so we're going back to the orgy idea.
Yes, we can have like multiple guests on the podcast at the same time. And honestly, like this part of the podcast is just like random like mumbo jumbo, right? But something that we wanted to do, or at least I wanted to do, is have like a monthly one, or like one that's a bit more structured and it's focused around a certain thing. So for instance, like if E3 is going on, we get like a viewing party and then we all like watch E3 and then we're like talking about it in a podcast format. Or if some kind of like big game announcements coming out and we do that. Or I don't know, dude, like just a bunch of shit that we share common interests for, and it just all funnels under the flagship that is effectively DBD. But it's been brought to our attention that DBD has been kind of seen as Nuggy and I's project. That could not be further from the truth, honestly.
Very much so. I felt sad when I heard that.
Yeah, I was legit kind of hurt by it, I'm not gonna lie. But we just took the initiative, right? Because everyone has these amazing ideas, but everyone's very like limited with time and like schedules conflicting and stuff like that. Nuggy and I were talking about it and we were very like enthusiastic, and we figured out a schedule that worked. And we've basically put in the legwork to try and get something established that we can be proud of enough that we can bring other people into. But it's not even us bringing other people in. Like, the doors are fucking open, dude. Like, if you want to be on the podcast, let us know. If you want to be a part of any kind of gaming content that we're doing in the future, let us know. Like, we're open to it, dude. We like fucking encourage this shit. This is something that we're very passionate about.
The biggest hardship that we found that made it seem like it was more or less like me and G kind of thing was a lot of our friends and the people like we tossed this idea out to and wanted to get the community going with are also streamers. And this is something where you have to like step away a little bit and maybe like take a day off from streaming to work around, as G and I both have been doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's understandably hard because like you want to grow with your community, you want to spend time with them and like love the shit out of your community, and that's dope. But it's just like a weird sacrifice that's being made, so it's hard. But like, if anyone wants to come out and hang with us, do this, and make it not just us, I'm always down.
Exactly.
Open door.
It's like give and take, right? It's like the whole from like a business perspective, it would be like you spend money to make money, right? But so this one, it's like we kind of
wait. You're making money?
No, hell no. I'm a streamer. What the fuck are you talking about? So this is more we give up stream time to put more focus into like the YouTube segment, right? So I was streaming 6 days a week, and I only had 1 day off. And then I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm taking another day off of streaming. We really want to get into this DudeBroDudes thing. We want to set it up. And we're like, this is episode 12. Like, we've been doing this for a minute now. We're getting comfortable with the format.
It's only been a minute. Fuck, time flies, dude.
I know. It's wild. And
we're not even having fun.
And I don't know. We just, I don't know. Like, we had some chats with other people the past like couple of days, and it's just been brought to our attention that it was maybe seen as something that was just, you know, Nuggy and I's. And whilst we were the ones to kind of take the initiative and actually get the thing going, that, like I say, I want to just express as much as possible that that is not the case. Like, if we've discussed DudeBroDudes with you, chances are we want to like work with you in some capacity, right? So there was like an initial group of like 5 of us that we had a fucking Discord DM group with that was literally called DudeBroDudes, and it was Emma even that came up with the name of DudeBroDudes, right? She's Emma came up with the name. So like, if you were part of that fucking group, you're just innately in it, right? Like, you're just in it, like whether you like it or not. Basically. And
Emma, if you're listening, you're forever a DudeBroDude.
Exactly. And the community's only expanded from that point, right? So now we know multiple people that we want to, you know, get involved, because I think it's just like you've made the analogy to me, and this is what kind of sold me on it, of the whole like Rooster Teeth umbrella company, and then it's like what is it, Achievement Hunter and
Fun House
and all that stuff, and that just made perfect sense, because they've got like one name that people can kind of go to, but then they've got so many like talented individuals that fall under that name.
Yeah, like you're not gonna like, maybe you don't even like the DudeBroDude podcast.
Exactly.
You're not gonna like everyone's specific content. Maybe you do, and we appreciate you. But like, we want to create an environment where you have something to go check out.
There will be something for everyone. That is the goal, right? We'll have something for everyone. Like maybe you don't like us. Shit. Yeah. Maybe you only like Nuggy. I mean, that's like 90% of the comments. So maybe you only like maybe you only like Nuggy. And then when more people come in, you'd be like, oh, yo, this person's really cool as well. And it's like,
and then you ghost me like everyone else.
It's not only about like bringing people in, but it's also about getting more exposure for these fucking incredibly talented,
we have
creative
so
people,
many talented friends. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. It's just having the
love and bands.
The core idea of the DudeBroDudes thing is just having one spot that people can go to for enjoyment and for content. And then whether they watch it on the DudeBroDudes thing or whether they find one creator in the DudeBroDudes kind of lineup almost, and then they find that, it just makes sense, right? At least to me, that's what makes the most sense.
The vision is to have so much content that's unique and palatable that it's like even the page 56ers, you guys know who I'm talking about, you'll have something you'll find enjoying.
I don't know what that means.
When you're kind of indecisive, can't find a video, you end up on page 56. Not that kind of content, but the same idea applies. Page 56ers will know.
Okay. I've only ever done that with like porn, honestly.
Yeah.
So, the things we're looking forward to. Animal Crossing is right around the corner. I
am so hyped for it. It's like Stardew Valley doesn't really capture my attention that much. I literally just go to my farm and fish. But that's like Animal Crossing having new features where I can do that stuff in it, as well as being an Animal Crossing game that I love. It's so amazing to me. I'm talking straightly out of a game that, like, first of all, look at the Switch, the Joy-Cons. Aww. But yeah, it's just like my problem with Animal Crossing, which I love, probably put in my top 5 games. I think I did actually. We had a discussion about it on, I think 11. Yeah, episode 11. Mm-hmm. Animal Crossing. My issue with it was you get to sort of like a point where you're just sort of like chilling, depending on what time you can play, because I have limited schedules, and the Animal Crossing works on real life time, or like console time, I guess.
Yeah.
A big problem is like you'd run into a pocket of things that you couldn't do. So then you're like in this weird, everyone knows about like skipping forward console times to get to like where you need to be, or like skipping back to make money and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of back and forth with time adjusting to like keep yourself continually engaged, which like downtime in Animal Crossing can also be enjoyable. So don't get me wrong there.
I mean, and even just like the things that you can't literally partake in like, say for instance, because I know you work nights, right? So you work nights, and perhaps there's content that you can only do like in the afternoon, which wouldn't be as accessible for you. But the fact that it's multiplayer, say if you need to acquire a certain thing and you can only acquire it in the afternoon, then other people can like trade it to you and stuff, you know? And that's where the multiplayer aspect comes in.
Yeah, and it's dope because like now there's crafting and things like that. Like inventory, which used to be a huge problem, got revamped. I can now like clothing items used to take up a regular inventory slot, and your bag was kind of tiny. So like either you would like fill up a dresser in your room, but then you want to keep the aesthetic, so you wouldn't put too many dressers in there, so you'd make other characters on your platform just to be storage mules. Like, you can bypass all of that because they just revamped the system completely. There's so much potential.
Yeah, and as someone who's only played the Animal Crossing on DS, I think it was, I can't remember what it was.
New Leaf?
No, that was 3DS.
You played DS. I think I skipped that one.
I can't remember what it was. It was something Beginnings or some shit, I don't know. Either way, that one was really good. But again, I think it was one of those games that holds your attention for a long time, and it becomes almost like habitual. Like you just get in the habits of just going around doing certain tasks and whatnot. But I don't know. I didn't play the one on 3DS, so I kind of fell out of it. But looking at this new one,
3DS
the more people will hype it up. I'm feeling kind of a mixture of interest, but also hesitation, because I'm one of those people that stays away from hype. Right, if someone talks something up, I feel like it just sets me up like for failure. Basically, it sets me up for disappointment if someone hypes something up so much and then I experience it and it's not what they kind of live. It doesn't live up to what I was expecting. So I'm kind of hesitant at the same time. I might hold off on it a little bit, but I'm interested to see like the day one drop. There's also Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I don't hate me. I have minimal to low interest in Cyberpunk.
That is fair. Cyberpunk aesthetic is what I live for. Like vaporwave shit, like retro sci-fi, all that shit I fucking love. Like most of my music that I listen to is like synthwave off stream, and the soundtrack for that game looks dope, made by CD Projekt Red, which made the Witcher trilogy, obviously. The only issue that I kind of take with the game right now is that it's locked into first person, except when you're driving. And I'm not a big fan of being in first person in games, unless it's like VR, right? Because VR is just amazing. But being locked into first person, like in Skyrim and shit, I don't really like it. I prefer to see my character. You know, if I'm putting on aesthetic upgrades that look cool, I want to be able to see it in the game, stuff like that. I can understand the creative decision, but at the same time, it's making me a bit skeptical about the game. What is it that you don't like that's just kind of putting you off it?
It's like an Outer Worlds thing for me. Like, I loved Fallout up until 4. I didn't really like 4. So like 3, New Vegas were the big ones for me. I didn't really play like the top-down Fallouts. Because I entered the Elder Scrolls series. I missed out on Morrowind, and I'm sorry because that's like one of the most loved Skyrims.
Yeah.
But or not Sky, fucking idiot. Skyrim's the specific game. Everyone just refers to Elder Scrolls as Skyrim now, and I just fell for that. Debated. It's one of the it's the most loved, I think, by like hardcore fans Elder Scrolls game, and understandably so. Like, I've watched a bunch of it, and I'm like, this has so much content and like enjoyable quest lines, but it's at the point where I didn't grow up with it, so it's too dated graphically for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
To get into. So I got into the Elder Scrolls around Oblivion, and that one still holds up to be my favorite. Just like the overall environment, the way leveling was done, I thought was interesting. And yeah, quest line, main storylines, not that great, but the Dark Brotherhood quest, beautiful. That's where I got into Bethesda
anyway, right? Because you didn't finish the game.
Yeah. No, I never beat Maroon's Dagon in the Imperial City. Would never do that.
You just read about it on Wiki after, dude.
Don't spoil how I like watching movies. But back to what I was saying, I don't.
Reading ass. Yeah, go on.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I got into the Fallout series and I'm like, this is cool, but then the Outer Worlds didn't grab my attention. I'm just like, it seems cool. I'll wait for I'm not gonna buy it on launch. I'll wait for a few opinions. And I got some, and they're like, it's alright. It just feels like a lackluster Fallout. And I know CD Projekt Red killed it with The Witcher, but I don't think that Cyberpunk 2077 will hit the same feelings that Fallout 3 did for me.
It's definitely a different genre, right? Like, I get that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not gonna appeal to everyone who played The Witcher, because there's some people don't like fantasy, some people don't like sci-fi, whatever the fuck.
Some people don't like first person.
Yeah, exactly. I know you're memeing, but yeah. So there's also games that you can kind of compare it to, like Deus Ex. Personally, I didn't really like those games, and that's why I'm kind of worried about this one. But I have faith in the studio. I know that they're very passionate about any project that they put out, and they don't want to like put out broken games, and
that's been expressed by like the delays.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I think The Witcher was at like 3 E3s. Like Witcher 3 was at 3 E3s before it came out. So they're definitely dedicated. Shut the fuck up, dude. They're definitely. We need. Do you know what we were talking?
We need to stop saying that.
Do you know what we were talking about? DudeBroDudes merch. That's going to be like one of the things that we do. It's just going to be shut the fuck up, dude. I've lost my trail of thought, and I fucking hate you.
It's all right. You were more or less talking about like how it wouldn't be for everyone.
Yeah, and like, what other games are coming out this year? Like, those are the two main ones that kind of stick out for me. But what else is there this year? I know there's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, I love 7. I wouldn't put it in my top favorite Final Fantasies if I had to pick like a top 3.
Never played it, but from what I've seen, it looks overrated. Personally.
It was like a really, really big change, I would want to say, from Final Fantasy VI, because it started using 3D models. The world was massive. I guess like Final Fantasy worlds are big in general, though. Like, so even in 1, it was a big world.
It was just a big jump graphically.
It was the genre defining, like the audio soundtracks, the slappers, the materia system, really interesting. How you like learn abilities and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this one had like a very unique story to it. It was the first. No, it wasn't. Never mind. It was just, I don't know. It really branched out and added like different life to each continent and things like that. It was really branching away from like the, hey, these are the 4 crystals of light, let's do that genre of Final Fantasy.
Have you seen the latest trailer for it?
Maybe. Describe which one. I've seen like 2 or 3 trailers.
So I haven't played the first game. Well, I've seen the latest trailer, and I want to know if they're just going real big 2020 energy on it, or if this was in the original game. But there's a point in the trailer where Cloud gets taken into some kind of like glamour boutique thing, and
oh no, that's in the first game for sure.
Is it really?
It was real progressive. Yeah. So what happens is one or two of your friends gets abducted by like this big like mafia don kind of guy. So Cloud has to, or one of your friends, yeah, gets abducted, and so you and your other friends have to disguise yourself to become his date to sneak into his mansion and save your friend.
Interesting.
So there's a whole like you're in the slums, you like have to do quests to get like a fake looking wig, and then another quest for a dress, and yeah.
Interesting. Very, yeah, like you say, very progressive for the time. I thought potentially they were just. I really hope that it wasn't the case, and that they were just doing it for the sake of being 2020. But the fact that it was like done way ahead of time, that's fucking amazing.
I think you would like Final Fantasy VII for like it's a great game for all of what it had in there.
Was it the introduction for Sephiroth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the game he was in.
Yeah. Because I've seen him in like Kingdom Hearts and stuff, and I always know that.
Yeah,
and I've seen
such an iconic villain.
As well, I think I saw the film, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he was always kind of like the Madara of the Final Fantasy universe.
Yeah.
So I've always been interested in it, but at the same time, I don't know. I just can't get into those games. They don't really hold my attention that much. Like I played Final Fantasy VIII, and I loved that game. Didn't finish it though. I'll be honest. There's a part that's really confusing.
How the tables have turned. No, what part did you get stuck at?
So apparently there's like a really notorious part on 8 where you get to like, when the school becomes like
floating city.
Yeah, and like you move around to like a couple of different locations, and I think it's like the second or third one maybe. And then there's a part to progress where two dudes are like blocking a door or some shit, and you have to fight them, but then you have to do like a specific dialogue options with like a dog or some shit. I don't fucking know. I read about it years later, because when I played this, like the internet, I'm a boomer as fuck, right? But internet wasn't really as accessible as it is now.
Yeah.
So I had no idea how to do it, which was a shame because I fucking loved that game. I remember buying it at like
play through the remastered
of like I bought it. Doesn't work on Steam. I have two.
What do you mean it doesn't work on Steam?
8.
I literally have it on Steam.
I have 2. I have 7 and 8 on Steam. Just like
they've both worked for me.
They've not worked for me. I cannot get them to work. I don't know why.
Fake ass copy of Windows having ass.
Fuck you, dude. I got Windows 10. It's all legit. I promise.
Dude, I don't know. I've never had that issue. It's a good game story wise too. I think 8 does 8.
Yeah.
Well,
I
both
really like
actually.
8. I think 8's pretty underrated.
8
10's big. Like 10's huge as well. I love 10.
Oh, for sure. 8
I
had
didn't finish that either though, so you can call me out again.
Oh, you know the big thing though, right?
With his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know the ending?
With Tidus becoming it?
Yeah. So you don't know. Okay.
I don't?
No, I'm kidding. You know.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I know I got like very close to the end, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I think Final Fantasies just have like a really good main antagonist. Yeah, main antagonist build up. Like, I can't really think of a game where the villain wasn't a slapper.
Good protagonist as well.
Sometimes. I know they didn't have set protagonists in like the first game. Second, they added characters.
Like
third was
Cloud
like
is the main go-to one, right? Like Tidus, I really liked personally. He was dorky, but yeah, exactly, right. He was like I'm again just the weeb in me is like comparing him to Naruto, but he was more likable to begin with. It was like shipping Naruto.
I liked Zidane. Not many people liked Zidane.
Who was Zidane again?
Final Fantasy 9, the guy with the monkey tail.
Oh, I had a figurine of him, but I'd never played 9.
He's like a big flirt, kind of like doofy, but like known, and I don't know. He's a fun character.
I like the idea of that. I liked Waka as well, even though he wasn't the main protagonist. Mainly because he got with Lulu, and Lulu is just like...
take Biddy Goth, yeah.
I've talked about this for sure before, right? But I've definitely got a type, and my type is bitchy women. Yeah, it's just like bitchy, like majors. It's like fucking Lulu from Final Fantasy X, Morrigan from Dragon Age, and
both flappers.
Yennefer
pre-dragon form.
Oh yeah, pre-dragon form, of course. Dude,
you're describing that
might
be my type too, because all of those bangers.
All of them slap. Yeah. Did you play Mass Effect as well?
Yeah.
Who did you romance in Mass Effect?
The human. I'm not into like weird aliens.
Same. Yeah, Ashley Williams, dude. And she quoted, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," and I was like, I made the right choice.
I've never watched Dead Poet Society.
I know, we've talked about this. You really need to watch it, dude. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire again the other day. I forgot how much I fucking love that film. I forgot how much of a genius
Robin Williams
is. He's a genius. No, is, dude. Is and always. Don't fucking... Don't English language me, bitch. Okay? He's still here with us, in our hearts. He is, and always will be.
Nah, Will Smith is my genie.
Oh, get the fuck out.
I couldn't even, like, keep that.
Oh, dude.
Not my genie.
So you brought up the Conan Exiles server, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about the spiders in those games, like, are fucking low-key terrifying. They're very creepy at the very, like, least, right? They're creepy, come on. Like, sound effects wise, movement wise.
No,
even the death animation's pretty creepy.
I think one of the Lord of the Rings games had a big spider that like really introduced me to the spiders in video games, and it just never bothered me.
Well, no, I think the bigger they are, the less scary they are.
No, but and the Harry Potter movie when they're in the forest with all spiders, like I don't get creeped out by because that's a very cinematic spiders crawling towards you noise. Like that's not how they sound in real life. So it's like
they don't creep me out in Harry Potter. They don't creep me out in what was the other example you just gave?
Yes.
Yeah. No. So I was thinking about like where I got arachnophobia, because I like low key have it, right? I'm like not I'll kill a spider if I have to. I'll pop a bitch if I need to. But literally, I think the main reason was from Robin Williams' Jumanji. The spiders in that one were like, they weren't quite the Eight-Legged Freaks film, because those were just like enormous. But these ones were like very like bad movie, ones, dude. Like the furry ones are like they're creepy, but they're like, you know, bearable. But the ones that are like, they literally look like they're made of fucking plastic. And they're just like running. I hate it. I fucking hate it. We were literally doing a dungeon last night, right? And you would just had to go ahead and kill them because I was just being a bitch in the back.
Yeah, when it comes to games that like I can do things about things, I don't really get scared. Like any game I have control to kill the thing that's supposed to be scary doesn't bother me as much because I'm like, whatever, it's just a fight.
Yeah, if you can kill them easily, though, right? If they're difficult to kill, the panic sets in, and it makes it worse.
No, it's just more of a nuisance.
Have you ever fought the blue spiders in Minecraft when you had like low tier gear?
Yeah, but it wasn't more of a panic because, like, in Minecraft, I'm like, well, guess I'm dead.
Oh no, I was for sure panicking. That game gave me issues, for sure. My girlfriend at the time used to laugh at me because I tried to play it, and then whenever the spiders come, like I had a laptop, and at one point I fully just slammed my laptop closed. I was like, I'll deal with it later. Like I can't do this right now.
I tried to get one of my old girlfriends into Minecraft, and it just came down to us being in a creative world, just making hearts and stuff out of a wall. Man.
It's always that. It's like, no, let's just create stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's fun for a while, but the hunter-gatherer in me wants to go get shit. Do you know what? I regret saying that. Can we edit that out? I literally just said the hunter-gatherer in fucking Minecraft. Like I'm some kind of...
That's not getting edited out. We don't edit.
God, dude.
Dude, fucking... I watched an Achievement Hunter series calling back to them earlier in the conversation, and they had a very good Minecraft series. So they're very notable for Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto. That's been some of their longest running Let's Plays.
Yep.
They had a very interesting title called Idiot, and it's YDYD. And it's just you dead. And just played Minecraft on a hardcore server.
See, some people just don't like so for instance, going back to the Conan thing as well, we were playing on Sophia's server, right? Shout out to Sophia, Pinnacle of Mods. And
all right,
all
dude,
the settings
don't
were
take my compliment.
All the settings were pretty
babied.
A little bit, yeah. But now I've changed them. I don't even think they're like too drastic of a change, but like now, like loot drops when we die, hunger,
keep inventory off, yeah,
are like more prominent and stuff like that. And she fucking hates it. Like I can just tell when we're playing, she's like not enjoying it as much. So I'm probably just gonna make her admin and let her boost her own stats or some shit. I don't fucking know. Something to keep everyone like happy with.
Yeah, I haven't really had an issue with like the hunger thing because we, based on where we chose to set up camp, there's a bunch of like eggs around, and eggs apparently quench thirst in that game.
Yeah,
so it's the best of both worlds.
Wait, you serious?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You're not yoking?
Get the shell out of here.
So this has been an episode.
Have it.
I'd say so.
Had it.
I definitely raised my voice a lot in this episode. I noticed that. I was like going up and down. I was too much caffeine perhaps before the episode started.
Dude, a Red Bull sponsorship would be fat.
I couldn't do it. Monster though, I'd be about. They've got a better logo, man.
I only like the Zero.
Yeah, I only like the Zero. I can't drink the other ones now. I'll literally have
a
palpitation and die. I mean, no,
aren't that
not
bad.
because of their product, because we really want the sponsorship, but literally because I'm just a bitch.
Yeah. And we can prove it on camera.
How?
Find out next week.
Find out next week. So this has been episode 12 of the DudeBroDudes podcast. Like I say, look forward to the things that we've got coming up. It might not be next week. It might not even be the week after. We've got a lot of things to like kind of get underway. We need to like learn how to edit properly and all this good stuff. But action is coming, and that is the main thing you need to know. And look forward to seeing more people around as well, hopefully. Any thoughts? Any closing comments?
Yeet!
Okay, that's it. This has been episode 12. We will see you next time. Love your faces. Bye.
Magical.